This is my Tundra 45 Yeti cooler. I love my Yetis, genuinely. This is the second Yeti that I got. The first one I got is the big Hall portable wheeled cooler. That's Big Blue. But this is orangey. Not to be confused with Baby Blue, which is the 20 that I got. But this is the one we're talking about right now. The reason I got this cooler was because my daughter and I were going camping regularly. And I took my big Hall wheeled cooler on our first camping trip. And I realized that our drinks were warm. And that was unpleasant when you're in the hot Colorado, high altitude sun. And the reality is what I wanted was I wanted cold drinks as well as my cold food. So after that initial camping trip, I decided I had to get myself a 45 because if we were going to be gone for 3 days, I needed it to hold all the drinks that we would have in a cold environment so that we could have refreshing beverages. And that is when Orangey came into our life. I absolutely love Orangey. It has a lot of the similar features as my big Hall wheeled cooler. It has the same closures that are great for like bears or keeping the kids out of them. You pull down on them to get them in there. It's a nice rubber, solid fabrication, and it locks it nice and tight. The other feature that it has is it has these lovely holes right here. So if you need to put any kind of padlock on it, whether that's for the bears or whether that's for keeping anybody out of it, it's a great option that if you need to lock them off, that you have that capability. And then of course, the other features that it has is it has the removable spigot. So if you are actually putting ice inside of it, it will allow it to drain. If anything gets in there gooey, you're able to fully clean it. I love every aspect of all of my Yeti coolers. That is how I became a Yeti-aholic, because they honestly are just made so stinking well. They're well thought out, they're simple, but yet they're well designed. I love the size of this Yeti. The reality of this Yeti is that the 45 is a nice mid-range size. It's not too big and it's not too small. It really meets a lot of that in-between size that you may need. The other thing is it comes with this great little basket that just sits right on top there. I love the Yeti Ice. I have a lot of these. The reality of the Yeti Ice is you put it in the freezer. You don't have to mess with real ice. You don't have to mess with the liquid of the real ice. You freeze these up and you put them inside the cooler. I like to layer my bottom with the Yeti Ice on the bottom, and then I like to do either a layer on the side or a layer on top of the ice. Keeps everything fresh, cold, everything that it's supposed to do. When we would go camping, I would go camping for 3 days at a time with my daughter. It would keep our drinks cold the entire time, this one specifically. Our other one, our Yeti Hall on wheels, would keep all of our food nice and fresh for the 3 days and cold, and keep it from going bad for the full 3 days that we would be out and about camping. I absolutely love these coolers. So, and the Yeti Ice. This is a great unit where if it's not too, as a woman, if it's not too heavy, we don't have it loaded down with beverages. This is something that I can easily carry by myself. However, if we have it full of beverages, it is something that I do like to carry with another person. Or I've been known to stack it on top of my Hall Yeti. Should I show you how I do that real quick? I should show you how I do that real quick. This fancy other little trick that I have that when I have multiple Yetis coming out of the car, I am known to pull my big Hall out first, which is known as Big Blue, and then I will throw Orangey, my 45, on top of Big Blue. And then I have found to be a wonderful way to get my 45 around independently is I first just put it on my Hall, I lift up my wonderful handle, keep a hold of my other handle, and guess what? It moves beautifully. It truly is a great little trick. I just recently found myself down in Boca Raton, Florida, and I was there for my cousin's birthday, and we were all staying at this really fancy resort. And I have turned into a Florida girl who will not leave her house without a Yeti cooler in the car if I'm driving more than an hour away, because I like to have my drinks. It really is something that I utilize regularly. I found myself when I was checking out of the hotel that I didn't want to wait for the bellman. And so what I did, instead of putting Orangey on top of it, because Orangey wasn't there, I actually put my suitcase on top of my Yeti haul, and I took myself downstairs, and all the men ran around me and was like, "Oh, you should have called bell service." And I said, "Yeah, but I had my Yeti cooler. It's not hard. I just wheeled everything down." They all just looked at me in amazement. I'm telling you, I use my Yetis. I love my Yetis. I promise your Yetis will not let you down. Some people have said that I have a Yeti problem. Other people have said that I need to join the 12-step Yeti program. But in reality, I have all these wonderful Yetis because I love them and I believe in the product. The reality is they add to my life. So stick around and let me show you everything you need to know about all of my Yetis, including the ice.